Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Since star Luka Doncic arrived at the Lakers, the team has grown and finished third in the regular season. Fans hope that in the playoffs the trio of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves will be in sync and lead the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. Luka Doncic will soon be eligible for an extension and the Lakers will do everything they can to keep him in the purple and gold for many years. Doncic wants to earn $229 million in a 4-year contract with the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers can offer Luka Doncic a 4-year, $229 million contract in August. Doncic will make $46 million next season. He has a player option worth $48.9 million for the 2026-27 season. Doncic, who is owed $46 million next season and has a player option worth $48.9 million for 2026-27, will be eligible to sign a long-term contract extension with the Lakers this summer, Dave McMenamin of ESPN wrote. As of August 2, LA can offer Doncic up to a 4-year, $229 million contract, according to ESPN NBA front office insider Bobby Marks. Doncic was eligible to sign a 5-year, $345 million extension with the Dallas Mavericks this offseason. However, Dallas general manager Nico Harrison no longer wanted to build around Doncic, so he traded the superstar to the Lakers for Anthony Davis and Max Christie. "Yeah, there's no regrets on the trade," Harrison said during his closed-door press conference with Dallas reporters. "Part of my job is to do the best thing for the Mavericks, not only today, but also in the future. And some of the decisions I'm going to make are going to be unpopular, and that's my job, and I have to stand by it. And one last thing, also add, every trade I've done has been met with high scrutiny, and so eventually I'll earn the trust of this community that some of these trades are going to work out, and they have at a high level." Doncic told Malika Andrews of ESPN on Friday that he wants to spend the rest of his career with the Lakers, who will play the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the 2025 playoffs. One of the best players in the NBA, Doncic averaged 28.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 7.7 assists this season with the Mavericks and Lakers. He shot 45% from the field, 36.8% from beyond the arc and 78.2% from the free throw line. Chris Broussard explains what Luka Doncic needs to do to become the new face of NBA. He will replace LeBron James. NBA expert lays down the path for Luka Doncic to replace LeBron James as the face of the league. Los Angeles Lakers superstar Luka Doncic is only 26 years old right now, but he already has a phenomenal resume. Even though Doncic has had a couple of tough weeks after getting backstabbed by the Dallas Mavericks with a trade to the Lakers, hardly anyone can express doubts about his talents. In fact, there is a very real chance that Luka and the LA Lakers will go on to win the 2025 NBA championship. Chris Broussard explains how Luka Doncic can become the face of the NBA. If it wasn't for the Mavericks, Doncic may have never become the star he is today. But to be fair, playing under the bright lights of LA will give Doncic unparalleled exposure. With the likes of LeBron James and Stephen Curry in the twilight years of their respective careers, it's the perfect time to pass on the torch to the next generation. Keeping that in mind, NBA expert Chris Broussard recently explained how Doncic can do this by the end of the 2025 playoffs. He can. This will be, I think, the 7th straight international MVP, and there's just more coming. Luka is going to win one at some point. This trade just made him even more popular. And it made him somewhat sympathetic because the Mavericks just ripped him on the way out. And now you see him go to the glamour franchise of the league, Broussard said via The Herd. He added, and if wins it, he will have proved Dallas wrong. But also, I think people feel like, man, this dude got a raw deal. If they win the championship and he's the MVP. He is the Lakers' best player, with all due to respect to LeBron. If they win the championship, he will become the face of the league. Has already beaten LeBron James and Steph Curry in one category. For years, the face of the league debate has come down to James and Curry. After all, the two superstars have dominated the NBA for more than a decade. But aside from the basketball aspect, being popular is incredibly important for a player to be considered the face of the NBA. Well, in that department, no other player other than James and Curry has sold more jerseys each year since the 2013-14 NBA season. However, the James-Curry duopoly finally ended this season as Doncic topped the NBA's jersey sales. He also became the first international player to ever finish at the #1 spot in jersey sales. Luka Doncic had violent first reaction to Lakers trade. Ahead of the NBA trade deadline, one of the most shocking trades of all time occurred. Out of nowhere, Luka Doncic was shipped to the Los Angeles Lakers with Anthony Davis heading back to the Dallas Mavericks. Plenty of other pieces were involved, but the two superstars being swapped for each other blew the minds of every NBA fan. When Shams Charania originally reported the deal, people thought he had been hacked. As the dust settled, it was clear that the deal was real and Doncic was headed to team up with LeBron James on the Lakers. Since the trade, Doncic has been able to acclimate to life in Los Angeles. It has not been an easy process, but he has been able to weather the storm well. Read more. Lakers award Rob Pelinka with new title and contract extension. He made his first return back to Dallas to take on the Mavericks back on April 9. In that game, he scored 45 points to go along with 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals, while shooting 16-4-28 from the floor and 7-4-10 from three-point range. Immediately after the trade, Doncic was just as shocked as anyone else. He had a violent first reaction to the deal going down. During an interview with Malika Andrews, Doncic revealed that he shattered his phone immediately after finding out about the trade. Read more. Lakers listed as possible trade destination for $97 million star center. All Doncic had ever known was the city of Dallas. He was acquired on draft night by the Mavericks and had become one of the best players in the NBA with the team. There was no sign that a trade was coming either. In the 28 games he has played with the Lakers since the shocking blockbuster, Doncic averaged 28.2 points per game to go along with 8.1 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and 1.6 steals. He has also shot 43.8% from the floor and 37.9% from the three-point arc. At just 26 years old, there is a good chance that Doncic will be the face of the proud Los Angeles franchise for many years to come. He has found a new home, although it has come at the cost of a lot of emotional stress. Luka and LeBron must quickly find winning formula when Lakers face tested Timberwolves in first round. Less than 3 months after the trade that shook the basketball world, the Los Angeles Lakers are headed into their first postseason with LeBron James and Luka Doncic atop their roster. The trouble is that this stellar duo has only played 21 games together. James realizes that might not be enough time to build a bond strong enough to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, who probably have a better idea of who they are and what they can do when these teams begin their first-round playoff series Saturday in downtown LA. The third-seeded Lakers won 50 games in the Pacific Division despite dramatically changing their core at midseason. Beating the Wolves in a 7-game series is an even tougher task, and James knows there won't be a Hollywood ending to the Lakers' wild year without plenty of work, determination, and injury luck. The 40-year-old James has been cautious with his thoughts about the Lakers in recent weeks as the 22-year veteran heads toward his 18th NBA postseason. Better than anyone, he realizes the enormity of the challenge ahead as he chases his 5th championship. Obviously you want to be healthy going into a postseason run, that's most important, James said Friday after practice. And then you want to have been playing at a high level for the majority of the season, being in must-win games going down the stretch, playoff-type intensity games, and we had that. But at the end of the day, I don't give a damn how much you know about a team, how much they know about you, all the talk. It's not about that. It's about once you get on the floor. 1 year after Minnesota reached the Western Conference Finals and lost to Doncic's Mavericks, the Wolves roared into the playoffs this spring with a 17-4 finish to the regular season, playing standout basketball after Julius Randle returned from injury. LeBron and Luka have the higher seed and home court advantage, but only just barely. For all of the Lakers' fanfare and star power, they went 7-7 down the stretch. LA still hung on to the third seed despite winning just one more game than the Wolves, and only two more than 8th place Memphis. Trying to figure stuff out on the fly, it's not perfect, Lakers rookie coach JJ Redick said. And frankly, our stretch since we traded for Luka hasn't been perfect, and not just with scheduling, and with guys being in and out of the lineup. It just hasn't been perfect, and it's really hard to do. Mutual respect. James and Anthony Edwards are meeting in the NBA playoffs for the first time after they cemented their friendship during last summer's Paris Olympics. It means a lot to match up against him, man, Edwards said. Probably goes down as the greatest player to ever play basketball. Trying to get putting him out of the playoffs under my belt is going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a fun road. James called Edwards amazing. Unbelievable basketball junkie. Loves to play the game of basketball. Great kid, and all the success those guys have had so far throughout his young career has been awesome to see. Can Ed keep his cool? Confidence won't be a problem against the Lakers for Edwards, even though he's still just 23. Keeping his cool has been an issue this season for him, having led the league in technical fouls and amassing hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines for various behavioral transgressions. He said there's no reason for the Wolves to worry about that, though. I won't get no texts. I won't say anything. I'm going to be super quiet, 100%, Edwards said. Catch and release. The Lakers have played this season a heavy gap help defense that's designed to keep a gamebreaker like Edwards from doing too much damage at the rim, so the Wolves' wings must be ready to capitalize on catch-and-shoot opportunities. The Wolves were 4th in the NBA in three-point percentage and 5th in attempts during the regular season, and Edwards led the league in makes. If they're taking the ball out of Ant's hands, you have an open shot, let it fly. Because once that happens, it just loosens up the defense and opens everything up, said Dante DiVincenzo, who shot nearly 40% from deep. And it also is just a confidence booster for everybody in the locker room. Everybody knows that whoever's going to give the ball up, the next person is going to have a wide-open shot to try to get a good one. And there's nobody on the team who's going to try to do it themselves, and Ant's at the forefront of that, just building confidence in everybody on the team.